Welcome back to the Jacksonville Buzz, Buzzworthy Business. I'm Steve Strum. This morning we have Greg Kirkham from Wells Digital Media. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You know, really cool to meet you. I love some of the dialogue. We had a little bit offset about who you are. What is a Wells Digital Media?
Yeah, we work with marketing agencies to scale and bring in more clientele, ultimately, right?
Right. So, weird world, right? Marketing. You know, I know we were talking about some of my lifetime before was back in the day, and I'm old enough to remember when they're like billboards and phone books, right? No ROI.
Right.
How do you track that stuff? And now I know we still have billboards. I don't know if we have phone books anymore. But when you talk about scaling a digital marketing company or digital marketing, when you talk about scaling a marketing agency, like walk us through what that means. Because I think about marketing. I know that I pay people to advertise for stuff. There's Google, there's Facebook, there's all the things, there's the phone book. But you're not talking about serving me as a client. You're talking about helping the company that I pay do a better job for me so that they can get more clients.
Yes. Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, so ultimately, a marketing agency, the majority of the time at least, fails if they don't have a structure in place. So for the most part, most marketing agencies, you can turn on the ads, but if you can't do it well, if you don't serve the clients well, ultimately you're just going to fall on the face, right? So what we do is we step in and we offer that structure and the consulting to be able to help grow their business and do it well.
And you've done this a couple times.
Yes, yeah, this will be the 7th time.
7th time.
Yeah.
So you come in, so just for the folks that are kind of trying to put their arm around that and should wrap their head around what's going on. So basically a marketing agency has great ideas, very talented individuals. And I know that the producers behind the cameras can yell at me for putting pretty pictures out, because it's more than pretty pictures, but it's things that stimulate somebody to see something. I mean, if you think about the restaurant with the golden arches, so we don't get in trouble, that happens to be the color red. Now, those arches are very particular, and that color red is supposed to make you hungry. And so a lot of thought goes into it, even down to the chairs and how long you sit in a chair before your butt comes uncomfortable and you got to leave. Like they know down to the minute. So, but agencies that are trying to grow, and you say they don't have a structure, they have the ideas, they have the thoughts. Are you the type of person that comes in and offers some of that like operational guidance? Like, hey, by the way, yes, you have pretty pictures. Sorry, producers. You have pretty pictures. You have wonderful color schemes, amazing artistry work, and now we're going to show you how to build it into the funnel.
Yeah, so what we do is we actually start from the beginning.
Okay.
So doing a client needs analysis, determining exactly where the strengths and weaknesses are in their marketing strategy. So anybody can throw something into, say, Facebook.
Yep.
And algorithms are insanely good at finding the right people for the information that you're putting into the algorithm, right? But if you put in crap data, horrible data, ultimately you're going to end up with horrible results at the end anyway. So we help them start from the beginning to be able to produce great results.
By doing that needs analysis basically takes, hey, I'm Steve Strum, and I'm a plumber, and I want to get more people to do more jobs. Now, if we do a good job, then I know plumbing's not just fixing toilets. I get that. There's routing pipes and jobs and buildings and stuff like that. But your job is say, okay, Steve the plumber, you're here, and you want to create this much revenue, which means that you're going to have to do these type of jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the marketing agency delivers the ability for me to understand the sales funnel, not just for me to be out there going, hey, I'm a plumber.
Yeah, and then also going down into the data analytics of.
So let's talk about that. That is just a fabulous thing to think about. Talk about the data analytics, because like I sit there and look at metadata like in my life outside of this TV show. What does data analytics mean? What does that do for a client, and how is that evolving in today's modern workplace?
Yeah, in today's modern marketing, with any marketing agency, for instance, if they don't understand the behavioral analytics behind it, for instance, right, where are the prospective clients even purchasing? Where are they hanging out? Are they on Facebook? Are they on TikTok, X? Are they somewhere else, right? Most companies don't even know that.
Right, they just think internet.
Yeah.
Like it's this black hole void of things that they just cast money and time out, and then all of a sudden the net comes in with client. But it may not be the right client.
Right.
Like our plumber example, right? Well, what if you don't own a house? You're probably not going to need a plumber.
Yeah, and one other factor is, if say they run Facebook ads and they're getting some clientele, but the majority of their prospective clients are hanging out on TikTok or X or LinkedIn or whatever it might be, they're missing out on a lot of the income that they would have otherwise had.
So they're trying to approach me thinking I'm going to be a Facebook guy, but my interactions and what I'm looking at might be a totally different social media platform. So they get throw all this money over here, which Facebook is happy to take.
Oh yeah,
but
they'll never say no.
Of course, right? They're like, oh, I don't want your money. But the prospective clients over here on X, because of, that's my preferred social media platform. So I'm not even getting exposure to that. And you can help me as a prospective client, and then as a marketing agency, say, hey, you know what? Your target demographic for this client, for this products and services, statistically speaking, is going to be on this from this amount of time, this from this amount of time, blah, 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 blah. And what's really cool about, knowing a little bit about what you guys do is that you can tell us a little bit about that live feedback. Because, if you think about the billboard, does the billboard work? Well, you get traffic count, you get how many cars go by it, but how many impressions are you making, right? And that becomes a hard sell. Your world is a little different.
Oh, yes. Yeah, my world is to help support the marketing agencies in being able to provide all this data to their clients and be able to serve them better.
So I'm going to a marketing agency, and I'm going to, use my plumber thing as an example, right? There's a lot of really good business in construction. It's not just about fixing toilets. There's so much things in the world of plumbing. I am that plumbing company, and I go to this marketing agency, and you're able to provide all that data analytics, and you say, hey, Steve, within a XYZ probability of success, if you do these 20 things, of course, everybody picks 3, right? Nobody ever picks all 20. But, hey, here's 20 recommendations. You pick 3. But if you do these 3 here, then we're going to be able to provide you within a margin of error this amount of revenue for this amount of investment. So I can actually see on the proposal the ROI versus, hey, billboard and phone book.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can provide that.
I could go on and on. This is just such a fascinating universe that many people probably just don't even understand, which is, of course, why you exist. I'm sure we'll probably talk a little bit more about this, but for the moment, what we'll do is we'll hang all your stuff up on our website, which is, the Daily News Network, but people can click and interact. I want to have you back on the show. I just want, we can even do this whole segment of like, okay, well, tell me about the bouncing blue ball, and I'm using the bouncing blue ball because I don't know enough about your world, but just to help people understand, the velocity of advertising has changed, even within the last couple of years, and it's continuing to change. They change these algorithms all the time, and if you are that plumbing company, do you really have the time, energy, and effort, and specific resources to even do that?
Yeah, and then if you do, right, do you want to build it from scratch, or do you just want to use a structure that's already in place and already producing?
That is fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing about today. It was a fascinating conversation. Guys, we're going to have him back on again. This is just so much stuff. We can't wrap it into 5 minutes. But for the moment, stay tuned for more of these episodes. Thank you so much for joining us on Buzzworthy Business. If you like us, share us. Remember, live with gratitude.